Welcome back. With the festive season in full swing, FNB Namibia is taking proactive measures to combat the alarming rise in fraudulent activities. Understanding that the security and integrity of client information are paramount, the bank has compiled essential fraud prevention tips to help customers stay vigilant during this critical time. In this interview, we explore the significance of these measures, discuss the various types of fraud prevalence during the holidays, and highlight how the bank is committed to safeguarding its clients' trust and financial security. With us to unpack this is Raseuatjo Tjirimuje, the Namibia operational risk head at FNB Namibia. Good evening and welcome, Rasi.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. Yeah. Let's start with talking about the types of fraudulent activities that seem to be on the increase, especially, when it comes to the festive season.
Yeah, so normally around this time of the year, we normally notice a spike in the number of fraudulent activities that take place, mostly targeting account takeovers and the likes. And we also notice a lot of scamming activities taking place, which normally is targeted at the older elderly citizens. But we have also seen in later stages now that that has actually now been really extended to basically everyone in the population. So it's not really a target specifically at the elderly anymore. It's basically across all age groups. Yeah. So that's what we have been noticing from a crime perspective, and I think the ways of doing that have also become much more complicated and much more difficult to track at the start.
Yeah. When you say account takeover, what does that mean in layman terms?
So basically, account takeover is where you have a person impersonate you or pretend to be you and thereby gain access to your account. So for example, I would pretend to be you and I'll call the bank and say, for example, well, I have lost my login details. Can you guys please reset and send me an updated password? Then I have effectively taken over control of your account and I'm able to transact on it.
Wow. How does the bank plan to educate customers about these fraud risks?
So there are quite various ways we do that. One of them is through engagements like the one we are currently having now, where we engage through interviews with media houses. And then we also run programs where we continuously educate our clients in terms of what to look out for in terms of the fraud activities that are taking place. Most of these being through radio and then also other media such as newspaper and social media platforms.
What proactive measures is the bank currently implementing to combat fraud?
So we have various techniques that we follow. One of them, and which is probably the most effective one, is our systems that are proactively monitoring the fraudulent activities and thereby enabling us to be proactive in terms of picking this up when they are occurring, to note that there are issues of concern that are happening. And then other measures obviously include the control monitoring processes we have at branch and in the way we interact with our clients that then also prevents fraudulent activities, or sort of deters fraudulent activities from taking place. I think those are the critical key ones that we normally focus on. And then obviously there is also other engagements that we have in terms of ensuring the integrity of the data and information between us and our clients.
On that note, how do you maintain customer trust in light of rising fraud incidents?
So I think for a banking institution such as ours and any other one, I think the most important thing to note is that the customers are at the forefront of our operations, and maintaining their confidence in our systems and our capabilities is one of the key things that we focus on proactively in terms of ensuring that they feel safe when transacting, and that we also ensure that where issues do occur, we are proactive in managing those and restoring confidence in our clients.
And do you work with law enforcement at all, Rasi, to address these fraud issues?
Yeah, definitely, because the one thing we need to note at the forefront of all this is that beyond banking, account takeovers and fraudulent activities are a crime.
Right.
So in addition to reporting it to the bank, obviously there's also reporting that happens to the regulatory authorities and then also to the police. So there's also a whole process of investigations and criminal procedures that takes place from that side. So it's it's not only involving banking only. I mean, the next step after that is then obviously to involve the appropriate authorities in terms of taking the matter forward and resolving it.
So what tips are you now, sharing with customers to sort of sensitize them on what steps should they take if they suspect that, they've been targeted by fraud?
Yeah, so I think the key issue to highlight is really to note that there are people out there who are actively engaged in these scamming activities. So I think one of the most important message we would have, especially now during the festive season and ongoing beyond the festive season, is just to encourage and remind our clients that you need to remain vigilant. You need to ensure that your information is not compromised in any ways, because I mean, like in the world we live in currently, your information is the key to everything. So if I gain access to that, I have gained access to most of your resources. I think so that's the key one. And then I think also we need to ensure and remind our clients that there are processes in place, there are people you can call, there are toll-free numbers, there are call centers that you can call where you can report suspicious activities, and then just ensure that it gets stopped in time. So you don't have to wait for the bank to open to report any fraudulent activity.
Fantastic. Any final remarks you'd like to leave us with, Rasi?
I think it's just to remind our clients on what the numbers are. So our toll-free number, which is 24 hours call center, is 061 299 2222. So if you have any suspicious activities, stop and report it immediately. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being here this evening. That was Raseuatjo Tjirimuje, who is the FNB Namibia Operational Risk Head, speaking to us there. We'll be right back after this brief break.